spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat.
The game ball was an appropriate hand.
Karow, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
Thank you for being a friend.
Pretty emotional day here, Eric.
Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant.
And that's our assignment, to cover them. So we'll be watching them with you as our coverage of the 1980 Winter Games continues. Ed Karow, Channel 5 Sports, Lake Placid.
General impressions this time, Herb.
Ed, I don't know. The game against the Czechs was a coach's dream. Tonight, we bettered it.
Rob, you know that traditionally they say that there's always trouble with the Germans, and a fairly troublesome game tonight.
Yeah, I was in Moscow last spring, and they beat us twice. So
it's hard to describe or explain.
Welcome back, and thanks, Herbie.
Well, it's good to be home. Thanks.
I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be for me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
It's the Joe Salem Show with Minnesota Golden Gopher head coach Joe Salem and KSTP sportscaster Ed Karow.
Yes, here we are, and after another disappointing loss, 42-36 to Michigan State, and a team that seems to have Minnesota's numbers. You hear the term mental error, and that term may be an error in the sense that nobody goes out there and doesn't think. And nobody goes out there and doesn't try and be conscious of these things, but they do just happen.
Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
Back at the St. Paul Civic Center, where Edina East just simply wiped out Roseville by a score of 12-4, and a man who is very happy about that is the head coach of the Hornets, Willard Eichela. And standing by with Willard Eichela is Ed Karow and Mr. Howard Cosell. Ed?
All right, Bob, right. With Howard and with Willard Eichela. And Willard, congratulations. And I don't think anybody would have expected that win.
Well, we didn't expect to get 12 goals on Roseville. They're a fine hockey team, but it was just one of those hockey games where every time we shot the puck had eyes and it was in between the goalie's pad and the pipe or in between his legs. And it was just one of those games that come maybe once every 5 or 6 years.
Howard, I'd like to know from you just what you think of this hockey tournament so far.
I tell you, I've never been more impressed with a sporting scene, a sporting event. The enthusiasm of these young people, the way they play, the 19,000 or nearly so people on hand in this arena. It's one of the most remarkable scenes I've witnessed, and I mean it very sincerely. It's a happening.
Howard, you know your subjects from one end of the rink or the football field or the baseball diamond or whatever to the other. Thanks for being down here. Let's go back to Bob Bruce.
If it's a car you lack, I'd surely buy you a Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow?
From KSTP-TV, Channel 5, St. Paul, Minneapolis, this is Eyewitness to the Week, tonight's top story.
And if my father was here, he was different than I was. He was a very gregarious guy. He'd stand up and he'd say, the kid made it. He finally made it.
Minnesota legend Bud Grant becomes an NFL legend as he's inducted into the Football Hall of Fame. Channel 5's Ed Karow was right there at today's Hall of Fame ceremonies. He joins us now live from Canton, Ohio. Ed, it was quite a day, wasn't it?
Well, Mike, as you probably saw and the nation saw, the Iceman certainly melted. And he did it in a way that was very beholden to his friends and his family. He had a lot of praise for his coaches and for his players, but he saved out some special thoughts for his parents.
He'd stand up and he'd say, "The kid made it. He finally made it."
Ed, you and Bud go back a long time. What were your impressions of today?
Well, it was obviously well-deserved. I think it's 6 or 7 years past when he should have been inducted. But, you know, I know all these guys, the John Michaels and the Jerry Burns and all the people he referred to and members of his family. So it gets pretty close to the heart when you watch a guy like this go into.
Ed, did you happen to see the old bronze face of Joe Schmidt in the Hall of Fame there?
It's not there yet, Joe, but I think they're working on it. I know you've been lobbying hard.
No, the old Joe Schmidt, the old linebacker from Detroit.
One.
That one
is
is
there.
Yeah,
he's
Uncle
there.
Joe.
He doesn't look like it, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, Uncle Joe, what can we say? Thanks, Ed. We'll hear from Ed tonight at 10.
Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend.
This afternoon, Joe and Laura Sarr became man and wife. Ed Karow can bear witness that our now former bachelor boy did not buckle at the knees. He did not forget his vows or otherwise bungle the ceremony.
He looked very happy to be engaging in this activity. And if you had seen the loveliness that was walking down the aisle at St. Mark's Cathedral this afternoon, you know why. Lovely bride, handsome groom, and they're partying right now. They're having a
Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend.
The National Hockey League season for the Minnesota North Stars begins in New York tonight as they go against the Rangers, or rather tomorrow night against the Rangers. However, earlier today, the fans, many of their fans, attended a Welcome North Stars luncheon that was not your typical kind of luncheon. Ed Karow was there. That was obviously not the luncheon, I can tell you that. The luncheon we were going to show you is really different, but it wasn't that.
Ed Karow, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.